Hello there.
This video was sponsored by... Just kidding, I don't have those yet. But yeah, Love, Death and Robots. The best thing on Netflix. Yes, even better than Arcane or Stranger Things. Don't you dare post that comment, because I'm very fragile and cannot handle the backlash. It was all a lie. Wait, actually though, if I get attacked, that's more engagement. You know what? Attack me. Tear me apart in the comments below. By the way, there's gonna be some spoilers because I'm gonna go into a few episodes, but I will leave a few out, trying to keep most of the spoilers to a minimum so you can better experience the series on your own, and covering all the episodes would just take too long.
My mission is to battlefield, to take the pain and chill, going to fall or kill, arrest the chill, feel, debate the deal, heal, try to steal, peel, forcing me to...
So, if you didn't know, animated anthologies, or just anthologies in general, are one of my favorite things, like Halo Legends, or Star Wars Visions, and The Animatrix. I will eventually make a video on, eventually. And this series happens to be one of those. Love, Death and Robots. A series that fills you with existential dread, that makes you really think, that's also really funny, extremely horny, and has heart-pumping action, love, and of course, Lovecraftian entities, far beyond the human comprehension. Lovecraftian horror is probably one of my favorite genres, so the moment I saw this, I was like, more, please! And wholesome yet creepy Christmas specials? Yeah, that's Santa Claus, by the way. This is why, when Santa Claus comes down to hand you your gifts, you stay in bed. Because he knows when you were sleeping, he knows when you were awake, he knows when you've been bad or good, and he will eat your face. Also, the series is very mysterious. Got a lot of mysteries going on in the stories it captures.
I'm scared. I'm moving on.
Yeah, I can go on all day. It's really all over the place. And that's the best part of anthologies, especially this one, taking it up to the next level and the sheer variety of subjects it covers. This series is filled to the brim with style and exploring so many medium in which one can make things move. Stop motion, puppets with CG face replacements? That's pretty cool. I don't know if that's a common thing or not, but it was still pretty cool to learn how it was done, considering my knowledge lies mostly within 2D animation, and a little bit of 3D as well. Currently learning more about that. Though back to what I was saying, they animated in 3D, 2D, they even used that fancy motion capture stuff for a few of the episodes. Also working with studios like Blur, and so many more studios as well. Though something really cool is, Blur are the people who made the Halo 2 anniversary cutscenes that came out in 2014 that are still some of the best cutscenes in gaming.
So this is what my father found.
Get tactical, Marines!
All right, shoot.
Nothing like a spicy pre-rendered cutscene to get your day started. But yeah, they do pretty awesome stuff, so it was really cool to see them a part of this. And they did this pretty cool thing with Sonic as well. Shadow with guns, let's go! I swear this was the coolest thing to kid me, and it's still cool. You're just in denial. And I'm gonna be honest, if the new Sonic movie does not have Shadow pumping a gun, I'm gonna be very disappointed and I will walk out. Also, like, get rid of the human characters, I'm sorry, they just don't work. But side rants aside, so many different studios and people came together and had a hand in crafting such an amazing project. Such as the people that worked on the stop motion episode I touched on a bit, Blink Industries. So like I was saying earlier, style all over the place, to the creepy and atmospheric, all the way to the weird and bizarre, to the epic and awe-inspiring. In some episodes, honestly made me go for a trip, and I don't know where I was when it was over. It's something about this series that just takes me to another world with each episode. Even choices to use a miniature style, where a whole episode is done on a really small scale, and you're pretty much looking down on it as though you were a giant, spectating their tiny, small, insignificant world. You ever wonder, maybe people are looking down at us, our small world, judging us, and the decisions we make as a society, as a people. This series is pretty much a celebration of animation, and as someone who is easily entrapped in the world of animation, I kind of love that. But now, let's kind of shift focus a bit onto the individual stories. There are so many episodes I want to cover because I have so many favorites. But to keep this video short and to not bring it over the hour mark, I'm gonna only do 3. And perhaps in a future video I'll cover more. Let's begin. Alright, so picture this. You're an astronaut exploring Jupiter's moon, Io. But luckily, you're not alone, because you're joined with your crewmates. But all of a sudden, the ground begins to crack, shatter, exploding all around you. They're dead, and now you're alone, left with your own thoughts as your suit slowly runs out of oxygen, taking drugs to be able to keep pushing through in hopes you'll make it out. But the drugs, they take a toll on your body. What you see, is it real? Or are they just drug-induced visions? Exhausted, hearing the voice of your fallen comrade echo within your mind. Though, it just has to be a hallucination, right? You're just seeing things. Or perhaps the moon that you have found yourself on is more than what it seems.
What the fuck?
Such an enjoyable trip of an episode to watch, exploring the psyche, the mind breaking down, a person, a human, fighting to survive, and the animation takes it up to a new level entirely. And to be honest, I got lost a bit in this world. Watching this, I felt as though I was breaking, and honestly, I recommend you go check it out for yourself.
Inside this survival thriller was this more meditative story, and it was sort of like this pilgrimage across a desert and meeting a being that's bigger than yourself. You're really pushing the boundaries of what animation can do, and you're really helping audiences open their minds to see that animation isn't a genre, it's a medium for telling stories.
And that's really one of the cool things about Love, Death, and Robots, showing what adult animation could be, and giving a platform to so many creative minds, allowing them to experiment with animation, tell tales that leaves you in awe and begging for more once it's over. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. Mechanical bear, mecha bear, badger bear, all terms to describe the enemy our heroes face in this action-packed roller coaster of a story. So pretty much, a group of soldiers are on a normal mission when all of a sudden they stumble upon bodies after bodies, all dead. But what could have caused this? Obviously a superpowered robotic bear. I mean honey badger. These soldiers fighting for survival as they slowly get picked off, one by one. Kinda similar to the first Predator movie actually. Just a lot more intense and in your face.
An elite rescue squad.
You're bleeding, man.
I ain't got time to bleed. There's something out there waiting for us. And it ain't no man.
This episode is just insane. Crazy and energy-filled animation with an amazing soundtrack that really gets your heart pumping. Like honestly, the music is so good. You're hyperspace bound, in a ship, sailing through the cosmos, eyes shut in cryosleep. Then you wake up, hundreds, maybe even more, light years off course from your destination. But thankfully, you see a friendly face, someone from your past. I mean, they are that person, right? What if the reality around you was merely an illusion? Could you handle the truth? Do you want the truth?
You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want.
But understand this.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
This was among the darker episodes, and one of the episodes that stuck with me long after it was over. And to be honest, in this story, I think I'd rather stay ignorant to the horrid truth. But I won't give away too many details on what that truth is. I'll leave that up to you to discover yourself. There's a subtle horror, a string of a mystery that drags you along to a jaw-dropping climax. And as I conclude the final story, this video draws to an end. So, in conclusion, go watch Love, Death, and Robots, because it's pretty dang cool. But until next time, dear viewer, make sure to check out my other stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace out.